Hello, my YouTube peeps. I've been wanting to bring Sammy on and change his clothes and just say hello to everybody. And yes, I'm in my PJs. It's been a rough weekend, and Tony's on treatment right now. That's why I'm not in the center of the screen. He said he didn't really feel like being on video today while he's on treatment. So, in order to keep him out of the video, I had to kind of make it cockeyed. Because we moved to a smaller room now that the weather's getting colder. Tony gets really cold when he's on treatment. Well, he gets cold anyway because your iron and your hemoglobin doesn't regulate like it's supposed to when you have kidney disease. But when he's on treatment and the blood is cycling out of his body, he gets really cold. So we moved to a smaller room where we can just shut the door and keep the heat in here, and that way it helps keep him warmer. But here's Mr. Sammy. He hasn't been on in a while. Actually, we all haven't been on in a while. Isn't he gorgeous? He's such a big boy. He's such a big boy. He's sleepy boy. But here's his cute little outfit that I changed him into on another video with you guys. But there it is. And what we're going to change him into today is, well, let me find his other sock. There we go. We're going to put these gray socks on him. And he's going to wear these blue and white striped pants. And it's got a little lion head on the butt of them. It's so cute. And I guess it's actually, the stripes are more of an off-white. And then there's a long sleeve onesie that's cream color and got brown lions and then brown giraffes and blue elephants and trees on it. Here, take your binky out. Quit being such a binky boy. Yeah, let everybody see your pretty face. Is your pretty face? Yeah. Okay. So, how has everybody been doing? I hope all has been well with you guys. We had quite the adventurous weekend. We woke up Saturday morning by a first responder banging on our door, telling us that the house next door was on fire. And there wound up being like 7 fire trucks outside my house. So we gathered up what we could that we thought was most important and went down the road a bit to try to be out of everybody's way, because the road I live on, there's one way in and one way out. And it's a fairly narrow road. I mean, it's not super narrow, but when you get fire trucks on it, it's a pretty narrow road. So we drove down the road to try to be out of everybody's way, and kind of sat down at the end of my road and just watched from there. And my yard looked like a pond when it was all done, because of all the water they had to put on the fire. And then yesterday, Sunday morning, I took Pokey out to potty, and there was just a little bit of smoke around the house, but, you know, nothing. I mean, when I say a little, I mean just barely any. So I didn't really think it was much to worry about. And I want to say probably about an hour after that, we heard the fire trucks back. And there was a lot of smoke by then, so it had reignited. They got that put out. And thank goodness, so far, there's not any signs of smoke or anything like that today. So, hopefully the last time got it fully extinguished and we don't have to worry about that anymore. That was super stressful. We had to miss treatment because we were worried about it reigniting. And you know, when Tony's on treatment, he has needles in his arm and he's hooked to a machine. So it's, yes, we know how to disconnect as quickly as possible in an emergency, but there's still nothing really quick about it. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense. And you have to be careful because that access, it's very dangerous if it gets infected. And also it has been modified to have, with the fistula, they go in and they tie an artery and a vein together. So it makes it a lot bigger blood supply than just normal. So it's also easier to bleed to death. So you have to be really careful about disconnecting. You can't just yank things and go. And then we missed treatment yesterday because I was still so paranoid, I guess, and I had Tony kind of nervous about it, I think. I was like, I smell smoke. And he was like, I don't smell it. Well, I went outside and I couldn't see anything, but it was dark. And I think it was just my paranoia, because usually Tony can smell things before I do. Not that I have a bad sense of smell. He just has an extremely sensitive sense of smell. And he said he didn't smell anything, but so I think I was just paranoid. And when we did go to get on the machine last night, I think because both of our nerves being what they were, we didn't get a good stick with the needles. So we decided to just, because you can't just immediately stick afterwards. You have to wait a little while because, like I said, it has increased blood supply. So once you've stuck it, you have to hold pressure for a while before it'll quit bleeding and before you can take the bandage off. So anyway, we decided to wait till this morning to do treatment. So, yeah, it's been quite the eventful, stressful weekend, and it is definitely the kind of eventful weekend I could have done without.
But God is still good.
Yes, God is still good all the time. You know, that instead of just being completely negative, I need to focus on the positive. You know, that house is 10 feet from my house, outside. I mean, as far as the side of his house is 10 feet from the back of my house. So, I mean, it could have been much worse than it was. And thank goodness, the volunteer fire departments here were great. They responded very quickly. And first thing, one of the first things they did, when they got their hoses out. It wasn't the very first thing, but one of the first things they did when they got their hoses out was they sprayed down the back of our trailer to try to make sure it didn't spread. And so they did a really good job. We didn't get any, the fire didn't spread to here. We didn't get any smoke damage from, all the smoke from the neighbor's house. So we're blessed. It could have been a lot worse, and God kept us and our belongings safe, and I'm grateful for that. But yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking and stressful. I had a house burn when I was a kid, but thank goodness we weren't home. Now, we lost everything in the fire, but, at least everybody was safe. Nobody was home when it happened. But it's just really crazy at how fast it can all go up. So, as far as the neighbor's house goes, we never actually saw flames. We just saw a lot of smoke. But once the fire crews had it put out and everything and we were able to see it, it definitely was one heck of a hot fire. It demolished pretty much the front of his house, and then one side of his house burned a big old hole in the roof and excuse me, in the side of the house. But I really didn't think it was going to be, other than smoke damage, I didn't think there was going to be that much damage to the house, other than the smoke damage and water damage, from them having to put the fire out, because of the fact that we never saw flames. But then, like I said, once everything was over, no, there's no saving that house. There's no tearing down what was burnt and rebuilding or repairing or, anything like that. No, it's gone. The structure is still standing, but there's no fixing it. So, and I really feel bad for the poor guy. He's had lots of people coming and checking on him, though. But I'm pretty sure last year, when they had a bad flood here, that in February of last year, almost a year ago, I'm pretty sure that his house flooded in that flood, because it was so bad they had to go around with like little two-man boats or whatever you call them, not that one, sweetie, and everything, doing search and rescue, making sure that homes were clear, that nobody needed help getting out of their home, things like that. And when we moved here, there's a big X that has been painted on the side of his house, like they do once they have to do a search and rescue. Once they clear a property, they put the X on there so that other responders and things looking for people know that that house has been searched. So, he has had a really rough last year. So if you would, just keep him in your prayers. I know it's terrible. He's my neighbor, and I've spoken with him a few times, but I don't recall his name. But you know, when you say your prayers, God will know who you're referencing to. So, okay. Looky here. Oh, you little lion booty. Alright. Let me see your face. Let's see your sweet face. I love this boy. He, he's a big boy though, and he gets really heavy after holding him for a while. I'm not really sure how much he weighs. Sandra, do you remember how much he weighs? For those of you who are new, he is the Landon Asleep Kit, and he was reborn by Anna at Ling Reborn Nursery. And I bought him secondhand from Sandra at Little Meatballs Nursery. I want to say he's right around 8 or 9 pounds. But I can't remember for sure. And you know, 8 or 9 pounds is not that heavy. But in a baby doll, it feels a lot heavier than that. And the longer you hold them, the heavier it gets too. So, I'm going to give him back his binky. He's a binky boy. He likes his binky. And I'm going to have to get him some more binkies. That's the only one he has. He's got these little bear shoes too that he had on with his little romper outfit, or sleeper romper, however you want to call it. But I think I'm just going to leave him in his little gray socks for now. And I just thought I'd come on and check in with you guys. You know, let you know we're doing okay. And see how you guys are doing. I will link my Amazon wish list either in the description or in the comments. Go over and take a look at it and see if you get any ideas for somebody that you're going to be buying a Valentine's gift for. Like I said, I do have a lot, you know, in another video I was talking about how there's a lot of household stuff on there, but there's also some things like perfume and fingernail polish and, of course, dolly clothes. So, you know, you might look at it and get an idea for somebody that you are going to be purchasing something for Valentine's Day. And I want to say thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, and you enjoy my content, please subscribe, and I hope you stick around. God bless you all, and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.